obviously got to talk to you about the man in your gym, you know, Triple G. I heard you saying earlier you guys are making decisions, I believe, towards the beginning of the year. Kind of tell us what's going on with him.
We're getting together at the beginning of the year with Gennady and some sponsors, and Tom Loeffler has put all the things together with Gennady's attorney to present to Gennady and have Gennady make a decision. It's his choice. Obviously, he's going to do what Gennady feels is best for Gennady, but that won't come until next year.
Is it hard? I mean, maybe this isn't kind of your jurisdiction, I guess, with this, but just from your knowledge, I mean, is it difficult to kind of figure out in this age? I mean, HBO's out, you know, Canelo's with DAZN, you know, like Showtime's putting on pay-per-views and things. I mean, is it difficult to find kind of a home for Gennady with the thought of the competition that he can face?
No, I think it's actually very easy. What's hard about it is that a lot of things get reported that are really not true or not completely true. A lot of things get reported have no basis. A lot of things get reported. I'm not talking about Gennady. I'm talking about other numbers that have been thrown about. There's a lot of things that have to go into that for it to happen. When Gennady finally decides that what he's going to do, you may hear who he does it with, but you will never hear the numbers. You will never hear the numbers because those are not always the truth. He's a private man. He'll do what he needs to do for his family, and when he does, you'll hear about it.
Does Gennady want to stay at 160, test the waters at 168? I mean, do you kind of had any conversation with him about?
No, you know, we haven't had that conversation, but I think that at this stage in a fighter's career where he's at, it's what motivates him. It's what motivates him in a fight. It's what motivates him, what is in front of him that motivates him to go to the gym, because that's the most difficult part. The fights are the easy part. You know, 10 weeks in the gym away from your family and all through the hard work that we have to do, that's what is hard to get to. So if there's a motivation out there at 168, then I'm sure he'll take it. But until the beginning of the year, we won't know what's on his mind. Right now, he's on vacation from boxing. He's not talking to nobody, and we respect that because he's in the gym for 10 months out of the year. So this time with his family is very important.
Obviously, Canelo is kind of the name associated with him right now, just as Canelo is associated with Gennady. That fight doesn't seem like, it's definitely not going to be the next fight. It doesn't seem like it's going to happen in the first half of the year. But I guess, would it be difficult if kind of the motivation of Canelo isn't kind of like, you know, kind of the carrot of Canelo isn't kind of in front? I mean, is there motivation for Gennady to fight like the Charlo brothers? Or?
I think that beginning of the year we'll find that out, but we do have to understand that Gennady runs Gennady's career, not no organization. No organization is going to tell Gennady who he has to fight next. By saying that, if that third fight is going to happen, it has to be on a basis where both guys are comfortable with what it is and what it's going to be. Canelo's doing extremely well with his publicity and doing the things that he needs to do for himself. I think when Gennady comes back, the emphasis will be on trying to make that third fight. But if it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. We have to do what's best for Gennady.
Just lastly, Canelo is fighting Rocky Fielding in New York. Large guy, obviously, compared to Canelo. What are your thoughts on that fight? And would Gennady be up to fighting Canelo at 168 if that were the case?
You know what? At one time, Canelo didn't want to fight at 160 because it was too big for him. So it's kind of hard to understand sometimes the rhetoric and what is said. Sometimes it's not said in the way that it's not printed or shown in a way that it's said. Rocky Fielding was knocked out by Callum Smith, who won that tournament, the WBSS tournament. It's going to be a difficult fight for Rocky Fielding. Canelo is going to have that extra weight on him. He's an exceptional fighter, so it's going to be difficult now for Rocky Fielding. I hope that at least he gives the fans some kind of fight so that the fans can enjoy the new, or they should say the first fight on this new contract that he's got, and it's something that's rewarding for the fans, but also something that he can be proud of.
Just my last question, just kind of off the subject, but Pacquiao versus Broner just got made. What are your thoughts on that?
I think Broner, unfortunately for Broner and for his people, he's a talent that never really materialized, that really never got to the point where I thought he could be. I think Pacquiao still has too much for him. I don't think Broner's going to show up.
Does Pacquiao have too much for like the Earl Spences, Crawfords, Porter, Danny Garcia, any of those four names?
On a different level. Errol Spence, to me, when he first came out of the Olympics, I said that Errol Spence and Marcus Brown were my two candidates for being great pros. Marcus has had some issues with his head, with his the mental part of it. his home situation, but Errol Spence has exceeded anything that I thought he would do. He's an exceptional fighter.
I guess other than Spence or Crawford, who seem to be at the cream of the crop, is it
those two right there? I would love to see that fight. I think that's the kind of fight they can go 2 or 3 times, because that it would be that competitive to me. But if Terrence is going to get him, he needs to get him now because he's young. Just like Floyd, when Floyd got Canelo, he got him young. You know, so if he's going to get him, he has to get him now. If Spence gets 2 or 3 fights under his belt against good guys, it's going to be a heck of a fight.
Thank you so much, Abel. Appreciate your time as always, brother. Thank you, man.
Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and do so by clicking this icon right here and hit the bell button so you can get notified every time we upload a new video. And we also have a free app available on iTunes and Google Play, so make sure you go and download that. Bye Fight fans.